Hello guys, I am Shigarf from RoboSlog and today I'm going to show you that what Arduino is and how it is useful. If you have a background of electronics or have a keen interest in robotics, then you will be following along easily with me, and those who are not, I'll try to be as precise as I can. So this video will be all about Arduino and its working, and in upcoming posts we'll be making some cool circuits with it. So this one is just going to be an introduction video and a few examples of the projects which you can do with Arduino. So let's begin. I'm going to quickly give you an overview of the Arduino. So let me just open up a picture which I have here selected already. Okay, so this is the basic Arduino which you will see in the market or in the online sites or in the projects that you will be going to use in future. So this is Arduino Uno, the genuine version. You can also get some other versions of the Arduino like Arduino Nano, Mega, and etc. There are few customized boards with it. So this is the front view, as you can see where my cursor is. This is the back view of the same. This is Arduino Uno R2. R2 stands for revision 2. This is the SMD version. This is the Uno front and the back side. So this is the Arduino. Let me just give you a quick overview here. So what exactly Arduino is? It is a microcontroller board based on the ATmega 328. Now ATmega 328 is the microcontroller which is the heart and brain of this total board. So this is the chip. This is the ATmega 328, and further ahead there are 14 digital input output pins, so called IO pins, and there are a few PWM pins maintained in it, like this icon which is used for PWM 356. So these are the PWM pins. Now PWM stands for pulse width modulation. We can use this function to adjust the brightness of an LED, to adjust the speed in RPMs of a DC motor, and etc. There are a few uses. We'll discuss it about it later. And further ahead there are 6 analog inputs here from A0, A0 to A5. These are the analog input pins. These are the power pins, power headers, like we can get 5 volt regulated 5 volt output, regulated 3.3 volt output, 2 ground pins, 1 reset pin, and there are some other pins which you will be getting to know about in near future. And there is a 16 megahertz ceramic resonator, so called clock, a USB connection, a power jack. This is your power jack, this is your USB connection, and an ICSP header with a reset button. This is the reset button. So for an example, if you will upload your program to the Arduino to perform your desired task, you can use that reset button to reset the program to its initial stage from where it will start again. Like it's just a reset button which we use in games. And the ICSP header, ICSP basically stands for in circuit serial programming, and it does all the advanced functionalities that are desired. Like ICSP header allows the microcontroller to receive the firmware or program which you will be programming through your IDE of the Arduino. So let me just give you some other examples. There is 5 volt output which is regulated, which is recommended to use in your projects. You can also use these 3.3 volt output, and from your power jack you can give the Arduino the input of in the range of 7 to 12 volts. This is the limit. Be in that limit or else this board will misbehave. Arduino has 630 to 20 kilobytes of digital flash IO pins, of which 0.5 kilobytes is used for the bootloader. There's the clock speed of 16 megahertz which I've talked about. This is the crystal which is used for the clock. And now this is pretty much it. This is all there is to it, and there's some advanced stuff, but it is not needed for now, because this video is going to be about making projects, not about the learning stuff, but I'm still going to give you some examples. So moving on to the next topic, we will be programming our little Arduino board. Well, follow along. Now, taking an account of most of the users uses Windows or Macs. Now I'm going to tell you how to program your Arduino board on Windows, Mac and Linux. For my case, I'm using Linux, so I'll be installing the Linux software, and similarly you can install the Windows software too. Now let me open up my browser. You can follow me here. I'm going to type Arduino and look for the site. The first one, arduino.cc. This is the official site of the Arduino homepage. And let me just, internet is really slow. So here we are on the Arduino page. Now at the time of the recording, the layout of the page is like this. It may vary in the near future, or in the future you will be viewing this video, so it will be similar to download the IDE. Now we are going to download the IDE with which we will burn the program into the board itself. So head towards software and downloads. Now there's a Arduino web editor which will work just like the IDE, but it will be on the web browser, but I prefer to use the application. Now from here, download the Arduino IDE. This is the current version at the time which I am recording the video. You can get it for the Windows, the zip file, the Windows app for the Windows 10 and 8.1. Now for the Mac OS users, you can download from here. As I'm using Linux 64-bit, then I'm going to click on this link here. It will ask me to donate, so if you want, you can always donate. I'm just skipping it. Just download. So here it is. This is the archive. I'll save it. It asked me to where to save it, so I'm going to save it on my desktop. Downloading. Wait till the download completes. So the download has been completed. I'll head over here. I'll get the archive. All you have to do is copy or extract this to your desired folder. I'm going to use desktop and it will extract it for me. Now here, as you can see, there's this folder which I've extracted. I'll open it, and the installation is simple. You have to open your terminal here and just type which I'm typing. This will install the Arduino IDE on your Linux machine the old school way, and when you'll press enter, that the installation will start. I'm not going to install it because I have already installed it. So this is the way how you will install it on the Linux machine. I'll show you an even simpler way. Just on the recent Linux distros which I'm using, Ubuntu, this IDE is available on the software store. So head to the software store, search for Arduino, it will search it for you. Here, the first one, the Arduino IDE, the infinity plus minus sign. So as you can see, it has been already installed on my machine. All you have to do, just click on install, which will be here. As I've already installed it, it's not visible. So moving forward, I'll open my IDE. Wait for it to start. Now here it is. Pardon me. So this is your IDE for the Arduino. First you have to set it up for your Arduino board. For that you go to the tools, select your board. Now as I said earlier, there are so many Arduino boards. We are going to be using Arduino Uno or Arduino Genuino. Both are the same thing. So I click this, and then again you have to select your port. Now there will be several ports like COM1, COM0, COM2. So depending upon your board, if you have a board on like COM0, COM1, it will be displayed here. You have to select it and it will be fine. Now this is the Arduino IDE, and as you can see, there are two sections predefined: the void setup, the void loop. So void setup has the function to initiate anything that you want on your Arduino board, and the loop, it just loops the program which you write here. Now this is perfectly fine. We can program it, we can burn it, it will work. But I don't have any Arduino board currently in my hand, so I'm going to use an online tool called, which is from the Autodesk. It is free of cost. So I'm going to open the website for it. As you can see, it's tinkercad.com. Simple. Now if you don't have an account of any Autodesk, so you have to join now. I already have it, so I'm going to sign in using email and username because I've already registered on the site. Now let me just log in pretty quick. I'll be back. Okay, I've inserted the password. I'm going to sign in. Now for the particular purpose, we are going to the circuits. This is what we will use, not 3D designs, not the code blocks, not the lessons, just circuits. So as you can see, there are a few examples. I'm going to start with a new one. Okay, this is the layout. Let me switch it to full screen. Good. Okay, so this is the Tinkercad. We'll be using it for our Arduino projects. We can use anything which you can imagine on this virtually. We don't need any hardware, no wires, no batteries, nothing, just an interconnection, a browser, and a good computer. So here you can see we are selected on basics. So there are resistors, LED, push button, potentiometer, side switch, capacitor, 9-volt battery, 3-volt battery cell, and there's a 1.5 volt battery, there's a breadboard, small vibration motor, etc, etc. There are so many things. It's just limited by your vision. So we're going to use Arduino, so I'll click it, and then it's already there, and when I'll click it again, it will drop it here. Now I can click it and move it around, so it's very easy. So this is our Arduino. It looks like real. Now I'm going to use a breadboard to demonstrate my circuit here. Okay, this seems perfect. So as I talked about, there are 14 digital pins. See this? There's a ground pin here. Now there are 6 analog input output pins. They are power headers and reset buttons. There's a physical reset button here. Okay, moving on forward, we're going to start with a very basic project. We're going to use an LED and blink it or probably turn it on and off using our Arduino board. So let me search for the LED. If you cannot find an LED here, you can always search it here. LED. So this is my LED. I'll click it and then it will just pop off with my cursor, and where I'll click it again, it will drop. So let me use this one here. Simple. I'm going to now close it. Okay. So in the breadboard, the connections are as this ways. This is the center trench, and all those from F, G, H, I, J and A, B, C, D, E, these rows are all interconnected. As you can see, if I'll hover my mouse, it will highlight all the connections. So these are shorted out, but not with this one. These are separate, these are isolated from this center trench. And now here the positive and negative, these are called power bus, and these are connected in rows. These are shorted here and separated from these sides, so only this way the electricity will flow, but not this way. So moving on forward, I'm using two rows here. This is for anode and this is for cathode. Now I'll simply wire it here. I'm going to use for an example pin 13. Okay, let me color code it, that is red. Alright, now what do we need? We have to connect the ground pin, because the positive electrons will flow from this side all the way here into the LED and then back to the negative ground. So here's my ground pin. I'll connect it here. Just correct it. Okay, I'll color code it as black. So it's a pretty simple setup. Now if you can grab your attention here, this will use positive 5 volts and negative 5 volts. There will be a high current, so we'll just blow out our LED. So what are we going to need? We are going to need a resistor to control the current. Now I'm going to remove this wire from here. I'll search for a resistor. Here is my tiny little resistor. Now for the ease, you can always rotate your components using this option here on the top left. See that? Moving. Now the resistor doesn't has to do anything with polarity, so I can use it this terminal or this terminal or whatever, it doesn't matter. So from pin 13 I'm going to rewire it to my pretty little resistor. I'm going to use this column because, as I've told you, this column is shorted. I'll color code is at red. Okay, so now the positive 5 volts from here all the way here to my resistor and to the LED and then to the negative ground pin and back to the Arduino. Okay, this looks neat. Now we have to program our Arduino as I told you with the IDE. In this tool we are not going to use the IDE, but you can always copy paste my code to use same as in your IDE. So in here we are going to use this section called code. Now there are few options to code, and I'm going to use just the text because that's what I'm good at. I am going to remove this here. What I told you about the Arduino IDE, there's a two section, void setup and void loop. So we are going to use that first. Void setup and open curly bracket, and then void loop. Nice. Always care about the indentation. Yes, got it right. Okay, so this is our code editor, which is the similar to our Arduino IDE. Now we are going to code our Arduino to blink our LED. So first what we have to do, we have to declare the pin using this command, pin capital MODE, pin mode. Now which is our pin? It's pin 13. Okay. Okay, oh, that's other thing. We have to tell the Arduino whether this pin is being used as an output or as an input. So to blink an LED, we need an output from that pin. So we'll use output, bracket closed. That's pretty much it. Now we'll come down to the loop. Now what we have to do, we have to turn the LED on. Now to turn the LED on, we have to use the command digital write. What? Digital write, like this. Digital write with the capital W, bracket. So which pin is it? It's 13, and with digital pins we can only use either high or low, like 1 or zeros, the digital binary numbers. This is the only thing which our computer understands. So to turn it on, we have to set it as high, and to turn it off we have to set it as low. So we are going to turn it on. So what we are going to use, we are going to use high. Okay, it's high. Now if we will leave it as high right here, it will just remain on all the time, it won't turn off. So we have to turn it off too, but at what point? There has to be some delay. We have to declare the delay here. So we're going to use the command delay, and for how long? Delay is scaled in Arduino IDE from 0 to 1000, as in from 0 to 1 second. So it's a millisecond. We're going to make a pause of 1 second, so using 1000. Okay, semicolon, and then what? We have set it to high, that means the LED will turn on, but the computer will not turn it off. So we have to manually turn it off by giving the command of digital write, capital W, and which pin? 13. Now we'll set it as low. Low means it will turn it off, that means the digital boolean number like 0 and 1, so it will be 0, and close the parentheses, close, and then after it will be turned off. Now we again have to make a delay of desired seconds, like mine 1 second. So delay of 1000 milliseconds, that will be 1 second. Okay, so let me just make it 500. 500 would be good. Okay, so the moment of truth. Let's see if it runs or not. To run it, we have to click on start simulation. So I'm going to click on it, and it gave us an error. Okay, see that? Digital dot right? It's not dot right, it's just digital right. That was my error. Again, yay, the happy little green color. Our simulation has started, so I'm going to hide this code menu and see this. Can you see this? The LED is turning on and off in the interval of 500 milliseconds. Now let's make this uh, 1 second. It's 1 second now. Let's start again. Hiding the code menu. Let's see. Yay! Finally, we have learned what Arduino is, what we can do with it. We are going to learn many new projects and some intuitive ones in the coming future. This video was solely made for you to understand what Arduino is, how to use it, what are the basic things which you need to understand about the Arduino, and how we can use it, manipulate, and what tool we need to run this. So this is pretty much it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Shigarf Mashaam out.